Oh my god, thank you so much for showing up and giving me your constant support here. I am genuinely excited. Television, in the past couple of years especially, it's always been a part of my life, of course. I've always had an appreciation for it, but in the past couple of years especially, I've realized that I really do love television. It's really up there with some of the things I'm most passionate about. I think there's just something so amazing about it. That's why, here's a little tease for all you watchers. I really want to do TV show reactions. So I'm definitely going to do that at some point. Whether it's in the near future or the distant future, I don't know, but it will happen, I can assure you that. I'd like to eventually, my ideality would be that I'd have 1 or 2 days a week dedicated to TV show reactions. It would be like a weekly series, and it would be awesome because I love television. And my idea on that is that it would be both me experiencing new television and me exposing other people to television that I love, because there's so many shows that I love, and I'm like, wow, I need to tell somebody about this. I'd love to be able to get someone who obviously can commit to a series, a long-term series, and go through a show with them and have discussions, detailed discussions about each episode. It's something in the binging era that I think you miss out on, those meaningful discussions, because you sit down and you're by yourself on Netflix, you get through a show, a 24 episode show, in like the matter of a couple of days. You binge it out, and it's like, oh, it's done. I'll say, oh man, I love Stranger Things. Let's say that on Twitter, but that's all you get out of it. But shows and channels like Blind Wave, especially, definitely have to give a shout out to Blind Wave, who've also pointed me in the direction of, man, you can get so much more out of a show, and like each individual episode is really its own work of art. And looking at it at that angle, like giving each episode its own time, I think it's really cool. Blind Wave have gotten me to watch a lot of the shows I'm going to talk about for the year. And even right now, I'm watching so many shows just because I want to. There are shows that have interested me or became interesting to me after seeing that Blind Wave were reacting to them. But Blind Wave really was that final push that got me to watch a lot of the shows I'm watching right now, which are a lot of the ones that I watched in here. And the way I did it for television, the way I found to be best, was to break down each individual season, because there are obviously huge series that I started in 2017 that I can never say I straight up finished like a movie or a game. But I think it's definitely worth acknowledging seasons, because that's like a season. Television was by far the biggest thing for me in 2017 out of all the 2017 review videos, so I saved it for last. I'm going to try not to go too long on each individual thing as a result, but yeah. Here we go. In case you didn't watch my other 2017 review videos, a new thing I did for 2017 was I tracked my progress, and anytime I watched a show, watched a movie, played a game, or read a book, I tracked each individual time, so each individual episode, all that, and as a result I was able to compile my progress and a couple of statistics based on that. And then that way I can look at the number of how many things I've done here, and maybe I can top that in 2018. I'm hoping to top everything, beat more games, watch more shows, and watch more movies in 2018. We'll see how that goes. In January 2017, I watched Hello My 20s, Season 1, also known as Age of Youth. I did a 30-second review on this channel of that. I also did a thing talking about some news in which Season 2 was confirmed. Now, in case you don't know, this is a Korean drama. And this is my first Korean drama, and I really fell in love with it, actually. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. There's something just really special about it that just made me so happy. It feels like so distant now, January. This is why I wanted to record this kind of stuff, because you could easily forget about early stuff in the year. But yeah, I planned to watch more K-dramas, and I didn't end up doing it anymore this year. So I'll have to see if I can find room for that soon. Also in January, Ruby Volume 3. Now, Ruby is technically a YouTube show, but since it's also on Netflix and it's also in DVD form, which I do have the Volume 1 DVD, I figured it's worth including in here. Volume 3 I did watch in January, finished at least. Yeah, that's worth noting as well. When I say this season, doesn't mean I watched the whole season that month. I might have, but it just means that I finished it in that month. So February 2017, Vikings Season 4. I was all caught up, so that was just a live show going on. Vikings. Love Vikings. Also, The New Celebrity Apprentice, which was with Arnold Schwarzenegger instead of Donald Trump. We've been watching that, my family and I have been watching that for a while, and we really do enjoy that show, but it seems like it's going to be over now since not even Arnold's going to do it anymore. Also in March 2017, Girl Meets World Season 3. Another show that my family and I have surprisingly come to enjoy. Just check out my 30-second review on that on this channel as well. Kind of tells all you need to know. It's surprisingly got some genuinely good comedy in there. And obviously it's very cheesy most of the time, but I got a lot of enjoyment out of it, and I'm not ashamed of it. April 2017, The Walking Dead Season 7. Also, Avatar The Last Airbender Season 2 and Avatar The Last Airbender Season 3. I had watched Season 1 the year before. And by the way, this was all thanks to Blind Wave for getting me to watch this as well, because I started with them as they did their series. With a lot of the series that they got me to watch, I would basically watch an episode and then watch the reaction to that episode and keep going that way. But I did fall behind big time on their reaction series, and then I ended up binging a lot of Season 2 and Season 3 that year. May 2017 was Ruby Volume 4, and this is what got me caught up to present day Ruby, which I'm now behind on because Blind Wave was what motivated me to watch that, and now Blind Wave haven't been doing reactions to that for a while, so I haven't got myself to watch it. Also, Impractical Joker Season 6. It's another show my family and I love to watch, as well as Survivor Season 34. And also that month, Dragon Ball Super Season 1. Now, technically Dragon Ball Super is not broken up into seasons, but for shows like this, and shows like Full Metal Alchemist, where there's just a ton of episodes and they're not technically broken up into seasons, I just looked up because there's like what are called or is considered like unofficial seasons, because I feel like they should be acknowledged some progress being made in that show, because Dragon Ball Super is kind of broken up into the arcs. So Season 1 was the first arc. June 2017 was The Amazing Race Season 29 and American Gods Season 1. Now, American Gods was a show that Blind Wave got me to watch as well. But man, that was a great series. There's some of the best cinematography I've seen in this show, and it's just really well done. July 2017, Young Justice Season 1 and Legion Season 1, both Blind Wave things. And then before Blind Wave even reacted to this, Rick and Morty Season 1, Rick and Morty Season 2. Yes, the year of Rick and Morty for me. Feels like Rick and Morty has become so prominent this year especially. I don't know, I just had never heard people talk about it prior to 2017 so much. But I got myself all caught up last year, so one of my favorite shows now. Just amazing. Great comedy. That's definitely one of the shows I would love to do a reaction series with, showing someone else that hasn't seen it before. But I have to find that person first. It's hard to come by. In August 2017, One Punch Man Season 1, which was a Blind Wave thing. Great show. Season 1 is all that's out right now. I know they plan to do another season. Don't know when that's going to be. But really great show. Great anime. Black Mirror Season 1. Fantastic show. One of the best shows on television that's not on television. It's a Netflix original thing now. Castlevania Season 1, which was, I feel it's kind of dirty me saying that this is an achievement, but I mean, it was a whole season. Same with Black Mirror, only 4 episodes for Castlevania. This one was also something that Blind Wave got me to watch. It was okay. It was a cartoon based on Castlevania. I don't know if they plan on doing more or not, but it was very much just okay. It wasn't crazy outstanding. Game of Thrones Season 7. Game of Thrones is still, I would consider, my favorite show on television, probably, and definitely the best show on television. It's kind of got a solid grasp on that title for now until it's over. September 2017, Doctor Who Season 1. And when I say Season 1, I mean Christopher Eccleston. Because there were plenty of Doctors before him, but that's kind of like what's considered Season 1 now, I guess, of modern Doctor Who. That was another Blind Wave thing. I had always heard things about Doctor Who, but it never really interested me, so it kind of got me to watch it. And it's kind of hit or miss for me sometimes, but I do enjoy it. Also, The Legend of Korra Season 1, continuing with the Blind Wave trend of Avatar. Big Brother Season 19, love Big Brothers, a great show, and one that unfortunately, just like Survivor, gets batched in with like reality category. And reality's not really reality, is it? Is what people say. I mean, it's edited, of course, but it has a 24/7 live feed. It's like it's as genuine as you can get. It's a really great strategy, but people just don't give it the chance a lot of the time. If you really look at it, it's a very intelligent game. It's a lot of people really passionate about that game. And also America's Got Talent Season 12. So these are a lot of the shows that I watched with my family. October 2017, Rick and Morty Season 3. That was me. I was caught up to live and then finishing live television there. Dragon Ball Super Season 2, Full Metal Alchemist Season 1. Both of those shows are ones that don't technically have seasons, but they're unofficially broken up. Both were motivated by Blind Wave, man. I owe so much of my television experiences to Blind Wave 2017, really getting me motivated. Outside of that, Lost Season 1 in October, and into November, Lost Season 2, Lost Season 3. I binged through them so quickly, and then it's essentially what happened is I convinced my family, my brother, and my mother to watch it with me at that point. So that was me going back to Season 1 and working our way up again, and then we getting exhausted here talking like blah, blah, blah. Point is, I watched the 3 seasons of Lost, but then basically stopped because I started watching Season 1 up with my family, and then boom, just recently this year we caught up to where I was, and now we're into midway through Season 4. So I absolutely love Lost. It's one of my favorite shows now. I'm so glad to have gotten to experience that. That's definitely a highlight of my year. It was truly a special show. I think it's one that deserves to be appreciated for sure. Another show I would love to do a reaction series on. Definitely want to do some sort of discussion at the very least. Also November, Black Mirror Season 2. Just keeps getting better, Black Mirror. Survivor Season 5. I was going back with my family watching some old seasons of Survivor that I haven't seen. So that's that. December 2017. A Very Pentatonic Christmas. This was a Christmas special, but it was a television thing. So, bam, it's like a season almost. Stranger Things Season 2. Fantastic. Ooh, it was so good. And Survivor Season 35. 2 seasons of Survivor in a year, plus the old season. That makes, all in all, 36 seasons in 2017. That's the number to beat for 2018. That's going to be the heftiest challenge. But considering a lot of these shows I'm still not finished, that I'm going with Blind Wave for, all the shows I'm watching right now are Black Mirror, not a Blind Wave thing, but Doctor Who, Legend of Korra, Lost, Young Justice, which I'm behind on because Blind Wave are actually done Young Justice. They're all caught up, but I've just been behind. Vikings, which is going to be wrapping up pretty soon this year, actually. Oh, Season 5 is. Full Metal Alchemist, Dragon Ball Super. I don't even remember which ones I mentioned. The point is, I'm watching a lot of shows. And so if I keep going with them regularly throughout the year, that should rack up a bunch of seasons by itself. Plus, there are other shows I want to add in to watch on my own. And I mean, a couple of those are already Black Mirror and Lost. So hopefully good. It's going to be hard to beat, but I won't be ashamed if I don't beat it, because that is a great amount of seasons for 1 year. 36 seasons. Beautiful. Again, it's one of those things where, I said this with films, I could easily beat that if you consider binging, and that whole idea of binging. I know people are crazy and just get through television and film so quickly just by binging. But something I've come to realize in the past year is that I don't watch television passively anymore. I really don't, because especially with me recording stuff individually like this every time I watch an episode, I've definitely binged stuff. And I will say my most binged show of 2017 is Lost. Basically, I didn't watch this many episodes all at once, but 24 episodes without watching or doing any other media stuff in between. So it could have been across a couple days, but it was just all Lost in my life, basically. So that's what I consider the most binged show. I also binged a lot of Rick and Morty and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Those are the other two big ones I had. If you look at my record, just a bunch in a row. Yeah, I just don't watch things passively anymore, because I think of it as such a greater appreciation of television and different media in general. So now I'm like, I try to be attentive and like appreciating the details, rather than the whole idea of binging and just cramming through tons of stuff. That's why personally I would love to do reaction series with people, because I'd love to do discussions that I don't get the chance to do on some of these things. In conclusion, my favorite show of 2017 definitely came down to, I won't even say definite, I was going to say Rick and Morty, Lost, and Black Mirror I would say is up there as well. I mean, those are all outstanding shows. Game of Thrones, I mean, I only watched one season of Game of Thrones. It was just the one that came out that year, and I wouldn't say it was the best season of a Game of Thrones, so I don't think it would deserve the title as much as I love that show. Rick and Morty was outstanding. Black Mirror, spectacular, but I think I'd have to give it to Lost as my favorite show of 2017. If I were to say one that came out in 2017, I guess Rick and Morty Season 3. But man, my throat's getting sore just from like me trying to speed through so much. Made pretty decent time considering how much I had to go through. Oh, and this is a Blind Wave shirt. This is very fitting. Thank you so much, Blind Wave. I really do love Blind Wave. They're my favorite channel on YouTube right now. Okay, thank you for watching. I love you. And that's it. Let me know what kind of television you like. What kind of television you've been watching. What did you watch in 2017? Anything strike your fancy particularly? I still have several that I want to watch soon. Stuff like Jessica Jones. I want to watch season 1 of Jessica Jones before I get into season 2 of Daredevil and any more Marvel shows. The 100 is one I'm very interested in. 13 Reasons Why I still want to watch. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff still out there. Still several anime as well. Oh, I forgot to mention I'm watching My Hero Academia now as well, because I didn't make the thing that was all at the very end of last year into this year, because I started watching that with Blind Wave, and I've really been enjoying that show too. Alright, thank you.